Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for checking out today's video. Today I want to talk about QueenWalk miner strategy I've been working on. Just something a little different, trying to be creative and negate some of the new base meta we've been seeing. First, we're going to start with this base because I've already burnt this base, but also because this is a really hard base to miner. One, because these two Inferno compartments here, we know how many spring traps are there, bombs, yada yada, and also the wizard towers behind them. It would just take probably 3 really well placed rages to get through there. There's even a wizard tower up here. But on top of that, I don't think you would get through there. And the way that the pathing is, miners really struggle with this base. So let's see how I decided to come at this. Now we've all seen the Electron. We've even seen Electron Miner. This is Electron QueenWalk Miner. I used 2 clones to get both those Infernos. You saw how I separated the clones, offset them, to make sure balloons went to both sides. The CC comes out. It's a current meta CC, 2 ice golems and a baby drag, and I put a hog in with my my blimp to make sure I pull those ice golems out so my heroes don't have to deal with them. I then go ahead and start my QueenWalk here. It's a very similar opener to the E-drag hit. So here we go. I'm going to times 2 so it doesn't, we're not watching the queen walk forever. There they go, there they go. Queen's going to come back around towards the town hall, completing the funnel so that I can direct target the town hall with my miners. I put a baby over here to help keep the queen nice and tight, keep her working around and move just a little bit faster, because we're coming down to a minute 20. E-drag goes in, activates the town hall for us. Miners are down. Use the warden there. 2 heals right away. Ran into like a double bomb or a triple bomb there. And now the miners are just slowly, let me slow this back down, are just working their way through the core, similar to the way the E-drags did, right? But in this case, it's miners, and now the queen, all she has to do, if all the miners were dead now, this raid still triples because the queen just has to go clean up the back end. There we go. But of course, I do have quite a few miners left. They're working their way through. I would say maybe 7 to 10. And I still have my queen ability, so there we go. And it's done. Okay, let's look at a couple more replays. Okay, so since we did it on a base that we already know, I decided to try to take it out in FC a little bit to bases I don't know. Now I chose a slammer here to help take out some of the defenses before I get to that Inferno. And all I'm doing here is cutting pathing, right? I'm cutting one side of my funnel with the Electron. I'm going to cut the other side with my QueenWalk. Now, keep in mind I'm putting a hog in the CC. So I have a balloon, a hog, and an E-drag. And the hog is to make sure I pull out whatever's in the clan castle because I don't want my miners having to deal with like a P.E.K.K.A. or an ice golem. Also keep in mind this is a friendly challenge, so the CCs are going to be kind of not that good. But at least they have a golem, right? Anyway, I lure the CC out and I poison it and put a baby dragon on it. And that's just to make sure that it doesn't slow down my queen after I start my QueenWalk down here at around 6. Okay, so now we've started the QueenWalk. And once I'm confident in her funnel, I'm going to go ahead and drop the miners to make sure she pushes up instead of coming to the 9 o'clock side. I want her to walk up the 3 o'clock side. She needs to take down that single target Inferno at the end if I have any hope of tripling this. Now, one thing is I would not recommend starting so far away from the Eagle Artillery. Now, the Eagle Artillery here is only level 1, so I'm going to survive it, but a level 2 Eagle would probably smoke most of my miners before I get to that town hall, or at least thin them out enough that I'm not gonna push all the way through the base. But this is at least a chance to take this strategy at a base that I've never seen before, so good to get practice, I guess, on a little lower level base. But Just kind of pushing through and watching how everything plays out. It's pretty surprising to me what you can do with just 2 heal spells. The miners are a lot tankier than the hogs, that's for sure. Healers have switched over to the miners, which is kind of a bonus, I guess. Keeping them alive. Okay, so now let's take this to a max base that I don't know. I started on a base that I do know, my own base, and now we've tried it on a base that we didn't know. Let's try it on a base that we don't know that is a completely max Town Hall 12. Okay, so now that we looked at the Blue Flame replay, which is a little bit lower walls on a base, which typically don't matter for the miners, but I just wanted to at least show all the different types of bases I've hit. Don't mind that message. I should have turned notifications off and didn't, but this is a completely maxed Town Hall 12 and one of the toughest base designs I've seen yet. So how do we tackle this base, right? Let's take a look. I'm going to start my QueenWalk over here because I know I can pick off this air defense and this air defense and this wizard tower. It may seem like it's not a lot of value. I want to say this. There are a lot of base designs like this that are very thin from Town Hall to, we'll just call this 4 o'clock, this Inferno Tower with a wing on the side like this, right? And there's like kind of a little baby wing here, but these wings over here, they really mess up the pathing, right? Make it hard to get in there too with these wall designs. So I'm coming at that with my QueenWalk. I'm also going to send the blimp in there to eliminate this wing and narrow down the base. We'll get to that in just a second. So there we go, the 2 clones offset. Make sure we take that whole wing down. Here we go. Hogs, balloons, E-drag. Really fell in love with the skellies there. So now you can see the queen is going to take out that whole wing, what the electron didn't. I start my king and a baby at the top for the funnel here on the other side of the town hall. So look, now we have this left side of the town hall clear. Now we're using the king and a baby to clean the right side of the town hall, and we can send our miners in directly at the town hall. And look how thin the base is now. It's about as wide as a spell, right? That's literally perfect. On top of, if our king gets over here to this wizard tower, he's going to tank for us. Anyway, miners in, warden in. There's a bomb tower here, so I'm probably going to heal right away. Also taking eagle fire, taking town hall fire. There's skeleton trap. Hit the warden ability because you know the miners aren't going to go down. And we use our second heal again relatively early. That's pretty darn early to use your heals right away. And we only have 2. But if you look at what we're getting for those 2 heals, it's not that bad a value. And the queen is walking the whole back side. We just have to have the miners live long enough to push through the core. Which again, just like the E-drag video, is going to be the expos and the Inferno towers, because that's just the way that defense meta is set up right now. We're actually probably going to lose all those healers. There they go. But do we still triple? Now we have a fair bit of miners left. We did have a almost full health baby dragon. Died to a Sam. Where are we going, queen? What are we doing? You going to help your miners out? The warden tanking for the miners. That could be considered pretty lucky. Here we go. Now we didn't swag the queen on this one, but we did triple a very difficult base. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Just playing around with some new strategies, thought I'd share it with you. I wouldn't run into war with this. I would FC with this and try to practice with it. This is by no means an expert analysis of new miner hits, but I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you in the next one.